body. Well, my legs sort of healed up pretty good actually, but I went and popped my muscle in my shoulder blade out, and then I was at work and I tried to tape up a feed line and fucking bang, hit me really bad. I may have already told you that in another video. Not good at all. I was in quite a bit of pain, trying to rub myself up against gates and against the wall and all this sort of shit to try and pop it back into place or massage it a bit or whatever. And the pain was that bad that I couldn't really do much more for the day. I had to lift and piss around with a couple of things, and it wasn't going to happen. It was that painful I was covered in sweat. That's what it was friggin' like. The pain within 15 seconds. Oh, God. But it's, as you can see, I can sort of lift my arm. After a couple of days of sort of still being a little bit funny, but me being gentle on it and putting the cream on it and all the other shit. Yeah, I woke up this morning, a little bit of a tickle this morning. And now it seems like it's pretty much fine, so I'll be easy on it over the next couple of days, and we should be right. Now, I got to talk to my boss that I haven't talked to in a while. I rang his phone. The other boss the big boss is quite unquote unavailable today. I don't know exactly what that means. I got a clue, but never mind. And got me to ring him, and I rang him. It went straight through to voicemail. Well, I rang for a while and went through to voicemail. So I left a message, and then he just rang back as I was about to get changed, and yeah, so I sort of got to ask him how he was going and whatnot, and yeah, he asks us how's my shoulder, how's your shoulder, he goes to me. And I sort of said, I went and laid down for a while, and it sort of come back, it's sort of pretty much fixed up, which, is what happened sort of thing. I laid down for about an hour or so, and it come back a lot better. Not perfect, but, a lot better than it was. And I was cracking eggs over the frying pan. That's what popped it out. I'm not joking. I have worked out that it's got to do with a lack of water. I don't drink much water at all, and I should drink a lot more, but I used to get sick of waking up in the middle of the night and having to have a piss. So usually I get out of the shower, I'm pretty hot, I go and drink 2 cups of water and then go to bed. Now I don't drink any, you just go straight to bed. You don't wake up needing a piss in the middle of the night. Geez, you barely need one in the morning, but the trouble is, you wake up with a cramp instead because not enough water in your muscles. And yeah, that could have been also the cause of the shoulder. But he says to me, how's your shoulder going? And I said, I'll lay down for a bit and it come back all right. And he goes, I didn't want to whinge too much because I thought, fucking hell, I can't whinge about my shoulder. To someone who's possibly dying. You know what I'm saying? It's like Troy whinging about how it's cold and he's got no power to someone in Africa who's living in a mud hut. You can't compare it, and it's arrogance to even try it. So I said to him, I laid down and it sort of come back all right after an hour or so laying down. It wasn't too bad. And he goes to me, gee, it's a pity all things aren't like that, meaning his cancer. And said one or two things about the pigs and whatnot, and then I said, so how are you going? And he said, just, sort of pretty much taking one day at a time. And he's spent a lot of time in chemo, but he's got a week of no chemo now. And then he said sort of back in hospital for a week, and it's going to be sort of a week on, week off, week on, week off sort of thing. And I think that's pretty much what it's been like. Initially, they hit him up with a lot of it, but now he's sort of onto a schedule of have it 1 week, sit at home the next week, have it next week, sit at home the week after sort of thing. Week on, week off, but he says the trouble is I can't come out there and do anything because my immune system's down to 1/3 of what it is supposed to, what it usually runs at, because of all the shit they're ramming into him, all the drugs and the chemotherapy and all the other random things. And he's liable to catch something just off the pigs or off the pig shit, or whatever. And apparently he took his mum out of the place for the first time since he's even worked there, sort of thing, the other day. But I don't, she probably just, he probably stayed inside the offices and the other boss toured her around or whatever. But yeah, it's good to hear from him, because I haven't heard a damn thing for 6 or 8 weeks. I haven't even talked to him. And he's talked to some of the other staff who sort of in the office and that, but yeah. So he said he hopes to be back in a month, and he's going in for tests tomorrow or something like that, the next day or whatever, to see how he's travelling, and if he's travelling all right, then it should be a month's time he'll be able to come back. But it's really dependent on the tests, and if the tests come back not so good, well, he's not coming back in a month like he had hoped. He plans to, but there's what you plan and there's what the cancer decides it's going to do. So yeah, I used to get a lot of hours when he was there, as you know, and now other people are getting more hours and I'm just getting bare minimum. And yeah, it's the day that my shoulder stuffed up was, going to be 7:30 to 1, and it turned out 7:30 to 9:30, and that was about all I got, because the shoulder was giving me so much shit that I knew I realistically couldn't do any more, and I just had to say to the boss, look, I'm not going to just stand around here and, just waste time, because nothing's going to get done, and all the things you wanted me to do, well, we pretty much got done what we've got done, and that's going to be it, sort of thing. And I did manage to sweep a bit of feed pellets out of the way of something with one hand, but that was pretty slow going. And yeah, so there's another job that I had to do today, and my usual job, we just didn't even worry about that. That'll just be, it was just spraying up pig shit sort of thing, so we just didn't do that at all. And I just went and cleaned out a quarantine area. So yeah, that went good. Went quicker than expected, actually, but lost a few hours this week out of the stupid shoulder, and the fact that I finished this stuff so quick today by not doing what I usually do. But anyway, that's I've had other ideas and whatnot about the future. We will see about making money. We will see how it all pans out with this silver business. A lot of people, as with the GFC, there's a big drop in the stock market, and it took at least 12 weeks before it hit here. And if this same thing happens yet again, with us, it was only 2008 that things started to get bad. And if this Shemeata business plays out, as most people suspect, even in the States, that'll be your big stock market drop, but then the domino effect takes a while to get to you, and a lot of people are expecting that 2016 is going to be when the shit really hits the fan, not just in when the stock market hits the deck in the US, but they've had a few troubles on all that. But I have other plans and other ideas that may come into force involving making money, but we'll see how it all goes with silver. And I'll have another video on those future possible business ideas.